Hey folks, it's been a while. Hair's a little longer, beard's a little greyer, but I've been really busy. By day, I've been an art director for a games company, and by night, I've been fighting crime. I'm a crime fighter. But I'm not going to tell you my secret identity. Oh, this is a secret identity. The map one. Bugger. And Lena's just finished her PhD, so we've got a lot more time now to focus on getting back into the Swamp of Souls. And I'm just going to let crime run rampant for a little bit. That's going to be on you guys. The Swamp of what, you say? The Swamp of Souls. I used to go on about it all the time and you'd be like, yeah, that sounds amazing. But now you're like, we've moved on, Matt, we've forgotten about it. Life goes on. No life for you guys. We're going to drag you back into the Swamp of Souls roller coaster. And to start off, we're going to do a recap so I can tell you everything that we've done, everything we're going to do, and so when your friends are all talking about it, you can join in and you won't be a left out Lucy. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you the basic premise, and I'm not going to give it all away. There's lots of secrets to the swamp that I don't want your players knowing about, so I'm going to do it from the point of view of the heron folk who have a limited scope of what's going on out there in the swamp. Pretty much like what the players are going to have. The lore. Something in the swamp is trapping souls and creating monstrous constructs powered by torturous spirits. The swamp acts as a lodestone that prevents spirits from passing on. The heron folk have taken it on themselves to rescue these trapped spirits, bring them peace, and help them pass on. They do this as a path of honour and also to slow the spreading corruption that's going throughout the swamp. Unfortunately, their numbers have dwindled as the swamp grows stronger, and now a blight soul named the Hungering Dark hunts in their very waters. Rather than risk the handful of monks they have left, they have decided to use the wealth they have accumulated from selling Black Mooch, a legendary rice whiskey, to hire adventurers instead to retrieve these lost souls. They have no idea who's trapping these spirits. They suspect it has something to do with the red-painted lizardmen that occasionally try raid their village. The gods of the Swamp of Souls. We've put together a god system in place only if you need it. The beauty of the swamp is you can just place it in a corner of your own world and it will settle in nicely into place. Basically, it covers lost spirits trying to ascend to godhood by claiming mortals as their champions. These spirits can start off quite weak and level alongside their chosen champion, growing in power as the fame of their champion grows. This method does not deal with an organized pantheon of gods, just a chaotic struggle of spirits trying to ascend while others fall and fail. It also explains why lower level characters have limited access to power. Perhaps the spell slots for the cleric, paladins and warlocks do not represent the power of the character, but the limited power of the ascending spirit. The map. We also have the broad map laid out with the young outer swamp, barely touched by the corruption, where inexperienced adventurers can start to make a name for themselves, and then, beyond the dead wall known as the husk, is the older swamp, overwhelmed with corruption and home to all manner of horrors. Beyond that, in the centre, lies the waste, a place very few outsiders have ever seen, and that's where the terrible reason for the corruption lies in wait. So with that kind of map, we've been looking at the hex crawl mechanic, where a games master can plan out an area of the map by hand-picking the hex path the players would travel down. Or, even more exciting, the GM can let the dice decide and slowly randomly reveal the map as the players push inward. Each hex will come with a potential side adventures, encounters, events, and story arcs that the player and the GM can weave into their own unique and epic story. So we're not just going for a table of random encounters, instead we've developed a range of story arcs that are ongoing in the Swamp of Souls. A role will determine not only the story arc you come across, but at what stage it's progressed. You can come across a range of tales from, say, a young ghost elf setting out on his first rite of passage hunt, to a dark lizard man shaman trying to gain terrible power. And these story arcs can intersect other story arcs, influencing the overall unfolding story of the swamp. Starting towns. We've fully fleshed out 2 starting towns for the players as well. First there is the village of Roost, home to the Heron Folk monks, which is an order dedicated to reclaiming the swamp and freeing the lost souls that are trapped within it. Here these monks will pay handsomely for adventurers to defeat fearsome blight souls and rescue the tormented souls that drive the horrifying constructions. You will meet many mysterious NPCs with their own dark secrets, such as the Whispering Wind and Heavy Rain, as well as the huge totems that have come to aid them. And then there is the outlaw town of Dusk, home to the desperate and downtrodden, a place where prospectors gather looking for the big score, where opportunity and danger lurks in every dark and damp corner. From these towns spring a number of early adventures that introduce the players to the many dangers of the swamp, and they start to set up story hooks to pull the players even deeper. We've even created a range of rival adventurers with their own goals who can help or hinder the party out there in the swamp, depending on the party's own intentions. There are even NPCs living out there in the swamp that can offer refuge and aid if the party has shown a alignment with their goals. Creatures. We've created a range of unique creatures to challenge the party with unique battle mechanics, like the cunning troll twins, who use hit-and run tactics to wear a powerful party down. We've also made a number of blight souls. These are terrifying constructs powered by souls driven mad by mysterious dark forces, or spreading the corruption and misery of the swamp in their own unique ways. And then there are also the Sorrow Keepers. These are powerful ghost elf shaman who stayed behind to fight the corruption, but tragically they've succumbed to the terrible misery of the swamp and become warped and twisted versions of what they once were. However, there's still a lot to do. The hex map still needs to be broken down into its individual hexes, and more of the story arcs that originate and pass through these hexes need to be developed. I also want to create a range of locations known as haunts and hangs that can be littered throughout the swamp to offer unique challenges and rewards for adventurers bold enough to take them on. On top of that, we want to create more blight souls and sorrow keepers that will test adventurers foolhardy enough to try hunt them down. And the ghost elves need their adventure chains fleshed out, story arcs added to them. The final chapter also needs to be developed. That's the grand reveal when the players push their way into the centre and uncover the secret of the swamp. And on top of that, there's more art that needs to be done and figuring out the logistics of creating this physical thing to get out to our backers. So the journey continues and we'll keep vlogging as we go. Now, if this adventure sounds like something exciting to you, check out the link below for our Kickstarter when it gets launched. Thank you for sticking with us and hope to get the next video out to you soon, and I hope it's going to be amazing for you. Catch you guys later. Bye. Boop. It's quiet. A little too quiet.
It's pretty noisy actually. We've got birds and frogs. Pretty normal swamp sounds.
A little too normal. Perception check. I roll a 15. What do I see?
You see frogs and birds mainly. There's a frog on your raft, in fact.
Oh no, don't give them specifics. Now we're gonna spend the entire session focusing on that.
Insight check. I roll a 6. He's hiding something. I'll try investigate instead. I knew I should have gone with them. Dang, failed investigate. I'm gonna survive.
So, you're gonna pay us to kill a bunch of crocodiles?
Yep, I need you to clear out a whole corrupted lake for me
so I can get a soul jar that's hanging there. Got it. Kill some crocs. Well, ultimately, yes, but let me go over it again because there's quite a bit of lore behind it. I've made all sorts of notes, see? Evil lizard men from the old swamp spreading the corruption by hanging tortured spirits in jars out here in the borderlands, while also worshipping No, keep it simple. Kill some crocs. Look, I'll tell you more about it on the way, because I put quite a bit of work into it. No need, I've got it all up here. Gallowin! We're gonna kill some crocs! My legend grows. I can't figure this guy out. He's gotta be important. Hey, Knight, you insight check him. Okay, I'll try perception. Ooh, a natural 20. The frog is unremarkable. However, with that roll, you notice, off in the... Ha! I knew it! Bonus action hide. You notice figures in the fog, leaping monkey-like from tree to tree, keeping pace with you. They stop just ahead and a dozen or so sets of red eyes all turn on you, shining like lanterns. Dern! Trouble to the east! No! My east! We are under attack! Oh. We should try talking with them. I have a feeling this is a combat encounter, Dern. And look, I've just rolled initiative. The rest of you, roll initiative. I guess I'll talk to them on my turn then.